Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Midweek Mountains with
Hello.
Corey and Lori here from Mountains to Sea Crew. And we have a special guest with us tonight. We've got Kendra
Hello, hello.
from Cruise Planners. Oh, Abby's in. Awesome. Good evening, Abby. How are you today? So, you guys may recognize Kendra if you watched any of our videos.
She
And
did make an
if you've
appearance.
watched all the way through to to our little talk about our group cruise that's coming up in November, because her picture is there, um, for because we met Kendra on Icon.
But that's not the first time that we met Kendra.
Yeah, that's not the first time that we met Kendra.
No,
We used
many
to
moons
work
ago.
with Kendra for many years.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago in Brandon, Florida. So right outside of Tampa. And we were walking along on embarkation day on Icon, and I hear somebody yell, Lori, Lori. And we look over, and
It was Kendra.
it was Kendra.
Yeah, that was a surprise for sure.
Yes, of all the places, because we had moved away and you kind of moved away as well.
Yes.
And we met on a cruise, the world's largest cruise
Yes.
ship. So that was pretty cool. And
Yes,
so
it was.
Kendra and I, and well, more Kendra and I than Corey, Kendra and I, but we've all kept in touch from then. And so, yeah, so she's here to join us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
How's that spamming bot?
Oh yeah, I just
I'm happy to have
just
you,
set up
Kendra.
Nightbot. Yeah, Abby, we've got a new system running here, Nightbot, that's really to kind of moderate our chat. And yeah, I guess it doesn't like a whole lot of uh,
Emojis?
emojis and
Is that what
stuff.
happened?
But yeah, that's what happened.
I'll
So
stop spamming emoji. Oh.
yeah, it gave you a little slap on the wrist
Oh,
there.
Abby, you're such a troublemaker.
Now we met Abby and her parents in St. Martin last year.
Yeah.
We were coming out of the bird park in St.
Mhm.
Martin, and we went to the bus stop, and there they were. And Abby asked us if we were YouTubers, and she is too. And she was the first YouTuber that we met in the wild.
Yeah.
And here she
Wow.
is again supporting us on our live stream.
Yes.
So
Thank you, Abby.
don't know why no one else is here, but so
I
it
know.
goes.
We usually get,
Yeah,
pretty-
normally we
a
have
handful of
about a
people.
half a dozen people
Yeah.
in here at least, but
I don't know what
Oh,
they're
well.
doing, but they'll watch it on the record.
yeah, I guess
Yeah, yeah.
they'll watch it on a replay.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we've known Kendra for years. Once we left our jobs in Florida, we kind of lost touch, and reconnected on Icon. Come to find out, Kendra is a travel agent. Actually owns her own travel agency,
Yeah.
among many other things.
Many other talents that she
I
has.
don't know how she does all the things that she does.
No.
But,
Sometimes I don't either.
yeah. So, and Kendra just happens to be in town because your sister's graduating from college in the town that we're in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes, she's getting her
which
master's.
is kind of
this
cool.
week.
So we got to meet with Kendra yesterday and had lunch and more, and it was like, okay, we've got a live stream tonight. Maybe you can come on, because we have started working with Kendra for our own cruising.
We have.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she has. We've got some interesting news.
Abby, stop
Yep.
causing trouble.
Abby's causing trouble, and and Nightbot's giving her a slap on the wrist. Oh, well, looks like we may have someone else in chat. But
Yes. Hello. Tell us who you are and where you're from. And I will say, Abby asked about, maybe people are sleeping for a flight or something. And I know that Destination Fun, Captain Sherry usually comes out. They are on the Allure. Allure. Allure.
Sure.
Allure. Lou. Oh my God, I can't say it. They're on that ship right now and they're having a great old time.
Yeah.
So, that's terrible. I can't even say that word.
So, as a lot of you guys know, and we put the little clip up on most of our live streams, we do have a group cruise coming up in November. The pricing for that, in case we haven't said, is only good for about another month.
Mhm.
But we are in the process of planning another group cruise with Kendra
Yes.
Yes.
for February 2025.
Yes.
And this is going to be aboard Adventure of the Seas, right?
Royal Caribbean.
Correct.
Royal
Yes.
Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas. And man, we have a jam-packed 8-night cruise here. There are no junk ports. So-
That is your interpretation.
Well, that's my
yes,
interpretation.
and-
Yeah.
so
I'm not a big fan of Nassau.
let's just say
Um,
that there's ports on here that we're excited about because one, we've never been there, and two, well, we will.
Some
we
we've
don't
never
know that,
been
but
to.
yeah. And
One we're going to actually in November, and
oh, that's true. There's that one.
two we haven't been to. One we're going to be at in November, and the other one is our
Everybody-
favorite island.
Should we tell them? I mean, so much suspense.
Yeah, like anybody who watches our stuff doesn't know what our favorite island is.
Right.
So yes, we do have a port day in Phillipsburg, St. Martin, and believe me, on that cruise, we're going to do something special for anybody that comes out on this group cruise because we know that island quite well.
We do.
We know lots of folks there, and we're starting to make some plans. If we get this group cruise filled up, we're going to have a custom excursion.
I was going to say something much more exciting than
Okay,
that.
well, what are you going to say?
I was just going to say that. Well, now I forgot.
Huh.
that because we were going to do a very special group excursion with everyone because, like you said, we are very, very familiar with the island, and so yes, agreed that it's custom and it's going to be a lot of fun, and who better to take you guys out and around
than us? Yeah, for sure. But we've got 3 cruising days.
Here.
We're also going to St. Croix, Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Phillipsburg, St. Martin. So that plus those 4 ports, 3 days cruising, plus embarkation day, and that's it.
And Abby asked us last week if we would consider doing Disney.
Yep.
And so this cruise goes out of Port Canaveral. So Abby, we are going to try to make that work and see if we can throw in a little Disney.
Either before the cruise or after the cruise, we're probably going to try to take a couple extra days and see how much Disney we can get into.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And maybe
haven't been to
Kendra can
Disney
kind of
in
help
many,
us
many
plan
Yes.
that out for us.
Maybe
Yes.
so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's your specialty.
Yes.
Planning.
It is my specialty to plan, and I'm also a certified vacation planner for Disney.
Oh, okay.
Well, there we
There
go.
we go. All right.
So
See
yes,
that? I said that without even knowing. How's that?
Yeah.
and I did just go on my first Disney cruise a few weeks ago.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Why don't you tell us about the Disney cruise? Because I really would like to go, and we did kind of want to. I mean, I had an idea of talking about different cruise lines and which people prefer, which ones they like, and so I am very curious about Disney. So why don't we start there? What do you think?
Sure.
Good. Let's start there.
All right. So Disney is going to kind of be similar to what you have like in the parks, right? You go to the parks, you have your character sightings, you have your family oriented activities and everything. they're going to have all of that same type of thing on the Disney ship. You can be able to call room service and get your Mickey ice cream bars delivered to your room, right? You can be able to sit there and have room service. You can have tons of princess sightings and signatures and pictures. And, they have all the different Mickey and Minnie and all that. They have, when they do, what is it, Halloween, right? They do the not so scary Halloween sailings and stuff. And so they'll have like Clarabelle, I think is the cow or whatever that will go on it and different things. They also have like a Marvel at Sea. So they'll do like superheroes and stuff. So they'll have different themes and stuff too that they'll do where they will have the whole ship be nothing but like the superheroes plus the regular Disney characters and stuff. So they have a lot of different things that you would expect with the Disney brand.
Okay.
I've also heard that it has almost like a white glove service.
They do, for the most part. I mean, they're going to be about the same you're going to get if you go to one of the, contemporary hotels or something like that as well with Disney, right? You're going to have that very extra above and beyond type attitude with all of their wait staff, all of their, room attendants, everything, right? They're going to always try to go above and beyond. They're going to make sure you have a great time because just like the happiest place on earth being Disney, it's also the happiest place on earth being on a Disney cruise, right? So anything around the Disney brand is still going to carry that same thing with them.
Okay. Very cool.
Yep.
Have any questions?
Someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, so far, we actually had people ask us, "Oh, do you only cruise Royal?" No, that just happened to be the way it worked out so far.
Right.
We've been on 3 Royal Caribbean cruises, and before we met, we had each gone on a few Carnival cruises, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago almost.
That's when everything was free on the cruise ships. When I was away.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, but
Yes.
Yeah. But actually, our next cruise is on Holland America, and
which is in the
one
same
after
family
that
as Carnival.
Right.
Okay.
Because they're owned by Carnival. It's was it Holland America, Princess, and
that's the expert.
Not Princess. It's
Princess.
Holland. No, Holland America, Carnival, Costa, I think is their sister European.
We're testing you now, Kendra.
European. I know you're testing me with all the different cruise lines out there. There's a lot.
And then our next cruise after the June one in Holland, Kendra booked for us.
Right.
Yes, Celebrity.
We're gonna be on Celebrity
Our
Beyond.
first Celebrity. Is it Beyond?
Yep. Celebrity Beyond. That'll be in August, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
right after your birthday.
Yeah, my birthday cruise.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, so that I'm interested to see the compare and contrast Holland America to Celebrity, because I've seen several videos on YouTube where people try to contrast the difference, because they're both, even though Holland America is not significantly more expensive, it does tend to at least project a higher class of service. Their food is supposed to be very good. But it's more of a classic cruising feel from everything that I see.
Right.
So
you're not necessarily going to have all of your slides and things like that, for any Holland America cruises. So you're going to have more of that classic feel, right? What you look at the old Love Boat days, right? Like the Princess Cruise Lines and things of the way old past, is that classic cruise experience.
Right.
Controversial Cruising has just joined us. Hello there.
Welcome, guys.
Hello.
We're doing great, and I wanted to.
Sorry.
Visitor.
Hello.
Yeah.
We have Kendra with us tonight, who is the owner of Cruise Planners and Koenigsegg. Did I say that right?
Connoisseur, yes.
Koenigsegg Family Travel, and she is our travel agent as well as a friend. I was just catching controversial cruising up. So we were talking about different cruise lines and what people like the best, and what we've experienced, and what we want to experience.
Yeah. And
what you want to add?
you're going back to Alaska in 5 days.
Kendra's background guy.
Yes.
Ask her questions. She is here to.
Now, if I remember correctly, you said you went to Alaska last year, was it? Or
2022 in
2022.
September.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did the Seattle round trip Alaska. And then I'm going back towards the end of this month to do the southbound from Seaward down to Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So
Awesome.
that's me prepping too, is getting excited for the Alaska.
Well, I know that we're definitely excited for the Alaska cruise coming up, and everybody that I say, oh, we're going to Alaska, like, oh, such and such went, and they just love it, and blah, blah, so I haven't met anyone that was like, you know what, it was okay.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm not going to go back. Every single person was like, I want to go.
And I keep hearing people say that, although they take a lot of Caribbean cruises, Alaska cruises are their favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's like, wow. And I've seen at least Holland America come out with some that were almost stupid cheap.
Right.
And it's like, they'll advertise these Alaska cruises and it's like $350.
Well, and it could be
like,
almost at the end
heck?
or the beginning of season 2 where it's
Right.
a little cold.
Yeah. Little cold, little less shops open and things like that as well in some of the ports, depending on when it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. Got that. There we go.
So we've got a question here. Controversial Cruising is asking, have you heard about the recent capacity cap in Juneau this year and what they might do in 2026?
Yeah, I have heard about it. I don't know exactly what they're going to do just yet, but it could be detrimental to some of their cruising, parties coming in, and how many ships will be allowed to be in port on any given day.
Are you familiar with that?
I've heard about it. I mean, it's kind of like,
for those of us that don't know, can one of you guys give a little?
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be similar to, like, there's a couple other ports around the world that do the same thing. They only allow like one ship in per day, or 4 ships or 6 ships or whatever. So, and some of them, it's not necessarily the number of ships, but it's the capacity of the ship, right? So it's how many people they want to import for the day. So it's like, there's just a lot of different controversies because some of these areas are overwhelmed with the tourism. But at the same time, some of these different cities and ports of call, they thrive on the tourism and that tourism season, right? So then you could also be a detriment to their livelihood by not allowing these cruise ships to go there, or capping how many people they're allowing in port, because then you're going to have some of these ships be turned away, and you're not going to have all the same people be able to be in port to be able to sit there and take on, all of their expenditures and stuff, right?
Right. So Controversial Cruising says it's environmentalists working with the cruise companies to really try to preserve the beauty of Alaska.
Right.
But you're right, that does bring that controversy. And, we saw the same thing in Maine. What was it? Was it Bar Harbor? Where the merchants were against it because that's their livelihood. Bring the cruise passengers in, but a bunch of locals that don't
want the extra traffic,
and they don't want the extra people in their little town, and complained about it. So what you gonna do?
Exactly.
So what's your favorite Alaska cruise port, Kendra? and Mountains to Sea Crew.
Mountains to Sea Crew. We haven't been there
We
yet.
don't
so
know
we'll
what
let
our
you
favorite
know.
port is yet. We'll let you know
Yeah,
next
we'll get
month.
back to you on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's for me at least, it's a toss up between like Ketchikan and Sitka, because they're very
Okay.
small towns. They have like cute little, stores and kind of almost like that down home, small, almost like mountain, right? Like you guys are in
Yeah.
the North Carolina mountains, right? You have that small Main Street type feel to it, right? And so that's kind of what Ketchikan and Sitka kind of are too. It's those smaller towns that really feel like you have that Main Street, you have that nice little community there. You
Mhm.
get to have the friendliness of the shop owners that sit there and will just chit chat with you for 20 minutes, right? And
Right.
nobody's like in a total rush to get the next dollar. So to me, I think those are some of the greatest places that I've been in Alaska so far. I haven't been up into the northern area of Alaska yet, in the Anchorage and the Seaward and stuff like that. That's going to be later this month. So it may change in a month or two, but as of right now,
We're looking
Well,
forward to hearing that and seeing if it does change.
yeah, we've
yes.
got nothing booked in Ketchikan. So
Is
we've
that the
got,
one we don't know?
yeah, that's the
That's
one
the
that
one we don't have it.
that's
Okay.
one that we don't have. But I've heard that, what is it, Creek Street?
Creek
It's a
Street, yes,
really neat place to walk along,
yes.
and lots of shops and things like that to do. And there's a
And they
totem
have
pole
the
park.
Tongass. Yeah, they have a totem
Yeah.
pole park that you can be able to walk along. They have the Tongass National Forest Visitor Center. So it's kind of like a
Okay.
museum that you can be able to go through and stuff like that as well. So there's plenty to do there. You don't have to necessarily have an excursion.
Yeah. And then we are not going to Sitka. Uh, let's see. Kendra, me too. Ketchikan is so cool. The guy,
Yes.
the salmon ladder. At the end of the salmon walk, let me go in his backyard to vlog. Bought a jade necklace from him. Cool.
Yes.
We share some of the same favorite.
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
I'm kind of even though
Yes.
I've
Small
lived in a
farm.
bunch
We
of
are
big
too.
towns, I'm a small town boy at heart, and
Yes.
so when I got a chance to move out of
Oh,
the big city, no,
sorry. Hit the wrong button.
Yes, yeah, I think I am too. I mean, I'm from
okay,
this a small town, a couple small towns, right? I may be
yeah,
living in the big old city of New York, but that doesn't mean I love it there.
yeah,
True.
yeah.
You might want to
For
explain about
yeah,
this.
for
This.
anybody that doesn't realize, I apologize if not Nightbot's getting on your nerves. I just got that set up this week, and so it's
Slapping everybody's
it's
hands.
slapping everybody around in chat, and it's like, I'm gonna have to do something about that, but
Yeah, so we're sorry.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, I'm originally from New York too.
Originally from New
Oh,
York.
look at
Gotcha.
that. Yeah, I'm living in Manhattan right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not from that south. I'm a little more north over you're living right now.
Yes,
But,
yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I've
Oh, good.
Very true.
but yeah, I've lived in a lot of big cities. I mean,
You have?
yeah,
What big cities have you lived in?
I lived in New Orleans.
Oh, that's true.
I lived in
Well, no, you
LA.
were outside of New Orleans, though.
I still lived in New Orleans.
All
It's
right,
still
all
New
right,
Yeah.
Orleans.
that's fair. Long
Tampa.
Island.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, those are all pretty
Yeah,
big
Tampa.
cities.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
stand
And I've
corrected.
lived in some small cities too, but
I haven't lived in
Long
any big
Island.
cities.
Yeah.
Really? That's
You
amazing.
lived in Tampa with me.
I
What are you
didn't
talking
live in
about?
Tampa. I lived outside of Tampa.
Okay.
She lives in the outskirts of
It's
Tampa.
I
still wasn't a
did.
small town.
No, it wasn't. It was. Yeah, that's true. It's not like here. It's not like we're here.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked now.
yeah, getting sidetracked. I do love my small town,
Yes.
and the fact that you can get involved and you can know who owns what shop or restaurant or whatever, and you basically know everybody in town or pretty close to it. So
Right.
New Orleans is one of your favorite home ports. Love that vibe. isn't Southern hospitality so real? Yep.
Bless your heart.
Bless your
Yeah.
heart.
Yes.
If you don't know what bless your heart means, you've probably not
Go look
spent
it up.
much time in the South.
Very true.
They say it a lot, but you know what it means? Oh my
Yes.
God, you're an idiot, but I can't say that.
It's the nice way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have never gone out of the New Orleans port.
No.
We visited New Orleans, and you live there.
Yeah.
But have you been out of New Orleans port, Kendra?
No, I have not been out of the port there. I've done one of the like little river cruise type things there, but I haven't been out of the New Orleans port for an actual like
Okay.
Gulf of Mexico or anything.
Well, the only time I went out of the port of New Orleans was when I was a bartender on a riverboat.
Yeah.
When I was 21 years old.
Yeah. About as long ago
Yeah.
as it was for me getting on a
That
Carnival
was my
cruise.
that was my first experience with a cruise ship. Is
It was a steamboat, wasn't it?
yeah, but it was a
Yeah.
cruise. I mean, we did 3-night, 7-night, 11-night cruises up and down the Mississippi. So
Yeah.
on a paddle wheel steamboat. Yeah.
Yep.
And I was bartender. Big surprise. I haven't
your
come
old
that
day.
far.
Yeah, now we just bruise
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah,
Now you
I
just
just
brew
brew the
it. Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, all right. So
All
we
right,
talked
here's
about.
a question. This is good
Here's
because
the
that's where we
question.
were
Yeah,
going.
there we go.
So perfect. Who
Favorite
wants to
cruise
go
line
first?
and why?
I'll let you guys go first.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
So it's not really fair for us at this point because I was on Carnival when I was in my early 20s. That was a very long time ago. I went on 3 Carnival cruises, and I'm not sure that I remember a whole lot of them, but I did have fun though, and I did enjoy them. It was during spring break with a bunch of friends and stuff. And so then we went on Royal Caribbean, and we've been on 3 Royal Caribbean. So we're now just starting to kind of venture out because we got Holland coming up. We've got a Celebrity coming up. We've got a Carnival in
next year.
Yeah, 25. So I'm looking forward to finding a favorite cruise line.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure. I mean, there's a lot of things that I see. I mean, there were a lot of things that I liked about Royal Caribbean.
Right. I don't want to say I don't like them, but I
yeah.
don't want to say they're my favorite because I haven't experienced enough. So
I mean, gosh, it's
okay.
it's hard to even say because, at least for me, because it depends on what mood I'm in. Do I want to go jump on water slides and play mini golf and do all that kind of stuff? And well, then yeah, it would. At this point, it'd be Royal Caribbean.
Right.
Or do I want a more laid back, casual atmosphere? Not a gazillion kids running around. Well, there are other options for that too, and I haven't experienced them yet. So,
dang, Corey, you hit the hit on the head.
I mean, I'm not a set in stone kind of person.
Right.
I like different experiences, and I can appreciate different experiences. There are some things that I just don't like, and I can be clear about that. I don't like going to the pool and having dance club music blaring in my ear.
Yeah.
That's not the Caribbean to me. And that's not, a beach vacation. Maybe it's my age showing. I don't know. I want to hear Jimmy Buffett and
or steel drums, or like
Bob Marley and reggae music and steel drums and all that kind of stuff. That's what I want to hear at the beach. But because that's kind of chill, laid back, and but that's just me. Some people they want to go to the pool and down shots and get stupid. But
and that's why
I guess I'm
gonna change this up a little bit. But here, that's why that was said earlier.
Yes.
Mid-20s to blur.
Mid-20s to blur.
But no, that does mean something too as well. Hey,
Right.
Scott, welcome in.
But yeah, going back to mine, I think I'm a lot like Corey in that aspect. Like it really depends on what I'm in the mood for. Like I didn't realize how much I didn't like kids on a cruise ship until after I went on Virgin Voyages. And
Hmm.
not even after going on Virgin Voyages. I did go on Virgin Voyages. It kind of was like great not having kids around, but I didn't really always think about it, right? But the next ship that I went on that had kids made me miss the Virgin Voyages not having kids on it, right? So it's like
Oh
it didn't
wow.
really come around until the next one I went on, which was the Icon actually. So I went Virgin, and then like about 2 months later, I went on the Icon of the Seas with Royal.
Which didn't have too many kids, though, that I
It
remember,
didn't
did
have
it?
too many kids, but
Yeah.
there was still like you could see it after not being on a ship with
Right,
kids,
right.
right? So it's like you could really notice. But then even then, I mean, I'm almost diamond with Royal, right? So I'm almost at 80
Wow.
nights with Royal, and I've only repeated one ship twice. And that one ship, one time was
Wow.
in the Caribbean, and one ship was in the same ship was in the Mediterranean. So it's
Oh.
like I've sailed the same ship twice after it was dry docked, and they did some upgrades to it. But other than that, I've never sailed the same ship with Royal twice. So it's like
Hmm.
I like their line, but I haven't sailed all the lines. I've sailed river cruises in Europe. I've sailed
Mm.
Mediterranean cruises. I've done, the Virgin Voyages, Disney, so it's like I've done quite a few different ones, and I always navigate back to Royal. Not that I'm not opposed to going to the other ones, but it's just, I don't know. It's kind of like the loyal to Royal, the more you kind of want to get to that next level. So you get that next perk,
Right.
It's a
right? So it's like,
competition with yourself
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
yes.
geez, you know.
So it's like, oh,
And,
I've got 4 more nights to make it a diamond. Like,
yeah, and get those free drinks in every day.
yes,
So
yes,
Mhm.
for sure.
that's worth it for
Yes,
sure.
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, that is kind of the concern. I don't know anything about Holland America, but a lot of the things that I hear about it make me think that I may really like that their cruise line.
Right.
But then you run into the issue that they have what, 8 ships maybe.
Hmm.
Um, so it's like, okay, well, where are you going to go? Or you're going to be repeating ships a lot
A lot
if
if you
you
stay
if
with
you
that
stick
brand.
smaller cruise line, like
Yes.
to try to um,
Your
gain
loyalty
that
points. Yeah.
status. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Well, that's an interesting point. So, um, do you and the people that are watching as well, do you prefer a cruise line that has multiple, like a lot of ships in their fleet, where you can kind of go through the different areas of being loyal and their society? They're all different names, so like
Right.
to kind of get the points and get the stuff. Or is it the other lines that maybe have a smaller fleet? Do you guys prefer that over like the line that has a lot of ships? Because of what you guys were saying, you can
Yeah.
experiencing different ships, but if the ports are all different, or is it always the same? Like,
Hmm.
so how does
Yeah. I mean, that would be from my limited understanding, that's the main draw to like Holland America, is
Hmm.
that you get into some unique ports that you may not get into with other cruise lines.
right, and that
Right.
might be more
Um,
appealing then.
so, and it might be
Right.
more appealing, and there's probably definitely a demographic that thinks, oh, well, this is my ship, you
Right.
know, but we're going somewhere different. So
Right.
it's
Right.
like home to them.
I'm more
They're
comfortable
not
because I know the ship already.
right.
I don't have to worry about trying to figure it
They
out.
probably know some of the staff, and
Yeah.
it's so they think, oh, well, this is just. I mean, it's like us. People have asked us, well, how can you go to the same vacation destination every year?
Hmm.
We go to St. Martin every year, and we have since 2008
Together.
uh, together. She's been going since she was a teenager, uh, but it's once you've been there a little while, it kind of feels like home.
Right.
We go to our timeshare. We know the front desk staff. Geez, the first day they know, we say, oh, could we get some extra towels? And they're like, oh yeah, 5210. And yep, that's it. They know our room number. And it's
I
like,
just told everybody where to find us. Way to go. Just kidding.
But we know where we want to go. We know how to get around. It's just like visiting a place that you used to live. So we try to see new things every year, but there's other things that we just like to go back to because it was so much fun.
Yeah.
So
Something comfortable and familiar about it.
yeah.
Yes.
And I guess if you cruise enough, you're going to start hitting a lot of the same ports over and over again, and you may develop the same thing, oh, we're going to, wherever, oh, we got to go to such and such beach because I love it there,
Yes.
or whatever. So,
Right.
and we've been real straightforward about this from day one. We're not expert cruisers. We've been on 3 cruises.
Together.
We're new to this, but we're kind of like enthusiasts about it. We're really getting into it. We really got into it just watching YouTube videos, and then for whatever crazy reason, we decided to start making YouTube videos. But
The crazy
just
ideas.
having fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yes.
So, and here we are.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
here we are.
So is there anybody watching, or even for you, Kendra, that have gone to multiple ports other than the Perfect Day, Coco Cay, or Nassau? I mean, you can chime in with that, but those seem to be the most often gone to ports, or I didn't say that properly,
Yeah.
but so
The most
visited port
often
is-
visited, yeah.
yeah.
So other than like Perfect Day at Coco Cay or something like that, for the most part, I think I might have repeated a few ports like Mexico or something on a few, but for the most part, all the cruises that I've been on have all hit different ports. So I've been to the Alaska ports, I've been on the transatlantic, and we went to like Cartagena, Spain, and we went to the Canary Islands. So those you don't normally stop at. I've been to the Southern Caribbean, the Eastern Caribbean, the Western Caribbean. There's even some ports in the Caribbean I haven't been to yet. So it's like I haven't really repeated a whole lot of different ones.
Do you have a favorite port?
Oh Lord. Out of all of them that I've been to, I would say it's kind of a toss up between like I would almost say St. Kitts and the Canary Islands. So, but I mean, I've even been to Greece and Croatia and stuff like that too. And I mean, that kind of plays into it as well. Like, who can pass up the Greek Isles, right? Santorini, and going to
Yeah.
like it's just unbelievable when you see some of the sites you see, going to the different ports.
And that's definitely one that I want to do at some point.
Yes.
Is get over and do some Mediterranean cruises. Here, you need to write something down.
Yeah, I forgot my. Here, give
write
me
it down
that
there.
thing.
What thing?
I'm trying to
There
take
you
some
go.
notes here, in case anything comes up, and I didn't bring my notebook over.
You have your phone though, don't you? Type it into your phone.
Old school, baby.
Me, I'm old school.
Write it all down. Yeah, I mean, I guess once you start venturing out of the Caribbean, I mean, even in the Caribbean, we're going to duplicate a few ports here and there.
Right.
So far, we haven't. Of course, we haven't been on that many cruises, other than Nassau.
And
right.
Perfect Day. We've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, Perfect Day. We've been to
Yeah.
3 times.
I think I've been to Perfect Cay, I think twice. I've been to, I want to say Cozumel twice. And actually, I think that's it. Everywhere else has been different ports that I've not been to. I've been to Dominican Republic a whole bunch of times, but like this year or this last year, I was the first time in Puerto Plata. the actual cruise port. Like I've been to
Right.
Dominican Republic, but always flying in, and not
Right.
cruising in. So it was like that was new to me, right? That was a different side of the island I hadn't seen. So it's always just something new every time. I try
And
not
that,
to repeat too many of the same cities all the time. I mean, some of them I want to go back to because I only spent, this much time there. So I want to see something
Mhm.
else,
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, I haven't really repeated a whole lot of ports yet.
and you made me think of two things. The first one was if you do duplicate a port, then maybe you go and see something that, like you said, you didn't have a lot of time, so you go and see something else. So
Right.
duplicating ports in that respect wouldn't be a bad thing. Or you
Right.
stay on the ship and maybe you do some things that you didn't necessarily get a chance to do, even if you're on, the same
Right.
cruise, but or same cruise ship, you get maybe do
Right.
something different or something. And the other thing I thought of was I just heard recently about the time in port where different cruise lines have longer or shorter port stays than
Yes.
others. Are you
Yes.
familiar with any of that? And when people book with you, do you think that plays into another reason why they would choose that cruise line?
I don't think that the port times really plays into a lot of times the choices of what cruise lines they're going to. Sometimes the ports, sometimes they're like, oh, I want to sail. I don't care which, cruise line I sail on, but I have to hit Jamaica or whatever, right?
Okay.
So I have search engines and stuff that I can see on the day or the week that they want to go, what cruise ships are going to be in Jamaica on those days. So then I can go and look at those sailings, right? So I can be able to do stuff like that and look to see what cruise ship goes to what port if they want a specific port. Um, but as far as like the times in port, a lot of people don't really care how long they're in a certain port. If they want to be
Oh,
more than like 8 hours somewhere,
sorry.
they're typically going to sit there and book
Should
to
I do
actually
a
go
thumbs up?
land based, right? So if they want more
Okay.
than 6 to 8 hours in a port, they're going to just go and stay there for 2-3 days. They're not even going to cruise there, right?
Right.
Cruising kind of gives you more of a taste for all the locations to see where you might want to go and spend more time at, either by
Okay.
sailing back to it or by going and doing a land vacation there.
Okay. So St. Kitts, what did you love about St. Kitts?
I don't
I
know.
mean, we've been
I think it's just that kind of off the beaten path kind of feeling to it, like that more kind of almost small town type feeling. Everybody's happy to be there. Everybody's happy to sit there and have the people come off the cruise ship and be able to entertain them or talk to them or whatever. I've been to a lot of different Caribbean islands, a lot of different islands around the world, and it's just, I don't know, something just feels a little bit more natural there, and they're really trying to bring you into their culture rather than
yeah,
just trying to sell you. So it's kind of like you're off the beaten path type.
right. And I would say of the other islands that we've been to, St. Kitts probably reminds me the most of St. Martin.
Well, isn't that
Not
because of the Netherlands feel?
well, partially, but I think it was that attitude and that atmosphere
Right.
because St. Martin's called the Friendly Island,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and pretty much everybody you meet is just super friendly and helpful, and
That's
so
how Aruba is too. Aruba is that
yeah,
way
I
with
mean
their port.
Aruba's
We were there for so long, and we didn't really get to see too much of that.
well, we did that ATV tour, UTV tour around the island,
I mean,
so
we saw all that. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
we saw a little bit
It was
of
like mud
yeah.
on a desert island because it rained.
Yes.
As far as the look, yeah, Aruba reminded me a lot of Saint Martin.
In the
Right.
middle of St. Martin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the desert island and all that. But
Mhm.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Good questions, y'all.
yeah,
Do you guys have any more? Did we answer all the questions? Did you guys want to share what your favorite cruise line is or favorite port? Put it in the comments.
yeah. Drop it in the comments. We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm really looking forward to Holland America because uh, it's it's supposed to be very um, culturally focused. So they have a lot of talks and things about the next port of call and the culture there and things like that. So
Like
that's kind
informational.
of yeah informational and you know
Yeah, they
so
concentrate a little bit more on the teaching, the educational side of things, the history and things like that, rather than being the noted as the fun ships or something, right? And having all the slides
right
and things like that, right? It's more of that laid back, informative, you know, relaxing type cruise atmosphere.
Do you know what I'm most looking forward to on Highland? Can anybody
What?
guess? Afternoon tea.
yeah
Oh yes, of course.
I'm a huge tea drinker. I love it. And a
Yes.
yeah
sugar addict.
Well,
and then yeah my
tell
first
all your secrets.
I know I'm letting them all out.
my first cruise on Carnival in 2007 I think it was yeah 2007 they actually had afternoon tea
Okay.
and I went to it by myself.
Nice.
Yep. And it
How,
was
did you enjoy it?
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
In fact, they had like a little tea room or something almost
Nice.
on the ship,
I
Yes.
can't recall them having
and
any of
now
that in the
I don't think
90s,
anybody,
early
No,
90s.
not many cruise lines do that
No.
anymore. Holland does
yeah.
it. Was it
Canard does
like
it.
P&O,
Canard.
Cunard? Yep,
Yeah.
And what did you say?
maybe
Penant.
P&O. Uh,
Is that the
Penant
only other
probably
one?
does it.
yeah.
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 So yeah, the more European focused
The more
Because it's all
European.
cruise
about
line.
tea
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of the river cruises and stuff do it, right, in Europe.
Right.
So they have a lot of the afternoon tea time in Europe. A lot of the river cruises.
Yeah. That's one thing that I've always, I don't think we ever did saw any place that had afternoon tea in England. Or
We've had
Really?
tea.
did we have tea?
I thought we did. I know that I drank tea quite in England. I don't know if we had afternoon tea.
I don't know that
Right.
We
we
have
had tea
something
time.
here, a little over an hour away, that has afternoon tea, and I love it. But I haven't gone in a while. But so
Ah, that says
wow,
he's pretty new himself. Boarding Carnival Vista on Sunday.
have
It doesn't
fun.
break down again.
Oh
Ah,
no, this will be number 7, Carnival
so
6,
6.
Princess 1.
So
All
which
right.
is your favorite carnival ship, Scott? You've been on 6
Yeah.
carnival. Which one's your favorite so far?
They don't show you the dots.
Just have to wait for it to pop up.
Right.
The one that I would like to try is Mardi Gras.
Mm.
Me too. I want to go on
Yeah.
Bolt. I want to go
I
on
wanna-
the first roller coaster at sea.
Oh, I'd like the
Yep.
Italian one. Which one's that one?
The Venezia
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Carnival Prides. So Scott says Carnival Pride
Okay.
was his favorite so far.
That one's now going out of Tampa.
Ah,
Oh,
The
okay.
Pride and the Paradise are both out of Tampa right now.
Hmm.
Yep.
what are some of the best cruise ports? Hmm.
Mm.
Do you have any
Hmm.
recommendations, being the cruise planner, travel extraordinaire that you are?
There's so many. There's so many. I can't
All right, let's
say
shoot to
like
the,
what's the
the
best.
eastern United States.
The Eastern. Okay.
Eastern.
Let's see. I think I'm dying to go to this one. I haven't done it yet. I want to go to the Naval Shipyard in Bermuda.
Oh, that's
That's
not the
supposed to
United.
be.
Well, I guess the Eastern.
Well, I mean, it's the Eastern Seaboard, right?
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah. So, I
You
mean,
gotta-
It's fair.
yeah. So that, and I want to do. I haven't done this yet, but I want to do one of the ones that leave out of New York and do Canada in the fall. right?
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
it goes up the eastern seaboard,
Uh-huh.
from New York all the way up to Canada, and you get to see like all the changing of leaves and stuff like that. I want to
Well,
do one
that'd
of
be an
those.
easy one for you.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Do that
Yeah.
before you move out of New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah. I got 2 years and counting. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go on the bucket
yeah,
list for
sometime
in
in
2
the
years.
sometime in the next 2 years I'll go.
Now, see, I don't have to do the fall leaves because we do get the fall here, and we
Yes.
can't travel in the fall
No.
usually. Like October, we
Not
can't
a
travel
chance.
at all. I would love to do
Yeah.
a Halloween cruise. I would
Yeah.
love, but no, that's our busiest time here.
Yeah.
October is our busiest month.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm
But
sure.
I would
Oktoberfest.
like to do the Boston and that
Mhm.
like going all the way up.
yeah, I
Then-
definitely want to do that.
Do those
sometime.
go to normally go to Canada?
Oh yeah,
Or
they
do
have
they
to.
just they have that's
They
right.
have to
They
go to
have to.
Canada. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
have to hit an international port.
let me know when you go.
Okay.
As long as it's not October, I can go
We'll
with
plan it. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll go. I want to
Oh,
go too.
Corey's like,
Jeez.
Corey's like, I want to
Come
go
on
too.
now.
Anybody else want to go?
Yes.
Let's plan
Well, I
it.
mean, there's
Let's
so many
go.
cruises I want to go on.
I
you
know.
Right.
know. I want to do the Northeast cruise. We've got Alaska
Yes.
this year. We've got Western Caribbean coming up. So because we haven't done Western Caribbean at all yet.
Oh,
Uh,
not
That's
at all
coming
yet.
up
Not together.
in
Okay.
February together.
Okay.
No,
I did it on the carnivals
No,
in the
that's in
early
August.
90s.
Yeah, no, that's the celebrity in
That's
August.
yeah, that's celebrity in
Where,
August.
where are we going again?
Going to Cozumel.
She's like, I don't know.
I don't remember. I can look it up in Shipmate. There you go, Scott. Let's look it up. Doo-doo.
I was like, I could
Hey,
look it up
Carnival
right now.
Cruise
too.
Addicts.
Hello.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome. We're just talking about all the places and cruises that we all want to go to. So feel free to.
So yeah, we're
So
going
you're
to
going Cozumel, Georgetown, Grand Cayman, and Bimini. in the
Oh,
Bahamas.
yeah. That's right. See, I knew
Mhm.
that. I forgot though. Okay.
See,
Bimini. Yeah.
I looked it up right there.
Cool.
I told you we're a travel. What did I call her? Oh my God, extraordinaire. I
Yeah.
think I said. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So you said you wanted to go on the New York. You said that you wanted to do that, and
Well,
what was?
gosh, there's so many that I've seen that I really want to do. I want to do the Med.
I want to do the
Eventually.
river cruises.
I do want to do the European river
Check out
cruises.
Viking.
Some of them.
Anybody
I
been
don't
on
care.
Viking?
I don't really want to do like, I don't know if they go up and down the Seine, but more like
They do.
more like Germany and Belgium and
So I
over in-
did Budapest and so Hungary and Slovakia is the one that I did. So I did like on the Danube. So that was
Cool.
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, but you
That
can do
would be
like
fun.
Amsterdam all the way down to like Bucharest.
Don't give me any ideas.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do
I want to do
the
the
Nordic
fjords.
Yeah, the Nordic fjords and
Yes.
up there, and I want to do the British Isles.
Another one I
So-
want to do is the one in Vietnam, the Mekong. The
Ooh.
Mekong.
I don't know anything
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, that's supposed to be like one of the best river cruises.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yep. Yep. So that's on my bucket list too.
oh my God.
I'd
I'm
cut.
gonna have to
No,
bucket list.
unfortunately, the paddle boat that's on has been out of service for many years, and then the American Riverboat Company or something like that just shut down this past.
They did.
So
Or is that just over?
they were the only riverboat that was really operating on the Mississippi.
Viking is
Viking, yeah.
Viking. Yep.
Oh yes,
Viking
they do
has a
a
ship.
short cruise, I think.
Yeah.
No, Viking
I'd like
goes,
to. I mean,
from,
I did it
from
as
New Orleans
crew.
all the way up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did
really?
it as crew from New Orleans all the way up to Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin.
Yep.
And it was, we got to see a little bit, but it would be cool to actually see some of those cities a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking back on it, I actually got more time to see things than I thought I would.
So many things to do. How do we choose it
Yeah.
all?
I
Kendra,
know.
how do we choose? What do you tell your
Uh,
clients? Like you're like, I
I
just want to go away. I gotta go,
Yeah.
this time. Like, where do you
Well,
start?
and here's the thing is you always start with what do they like to do, right?
Okay.
What do they like to do? What have they done in the past that they loved? What have they done in the past that they hated? And then I try to curate, okay, what's on your bucket list? What are you wanting to spend? Right?
Well,
And we see
I
what
guess
we
that's
can,
really important there.
yeah.
It's the
Because
budget.
I mean, some people will be like, "Oh, there's no budget," and then I work something up for them, and it's like, maybe $6,000 or something, and they're like, "Oh no, that's too expensive." I'm like, "Well, you said you had no budget, so," and I went conservative on 6,000, right? And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we need more like 2 or 3." It's like, okay, well then we're gonna have to change the location, or you're
Yeah.
going to pay to get to the location and not do anything. So then
Right.
what fun is that, right? So it's like, it's just, there's a lot of factors that go into play. It's not necessarily just like a one and done. I don't recommend the same location for every person because every person's personality and travel style is different. So, yeah, it's
Well,
not as
Great.
easy as you would think.
where do I want to go? I just want to see the world.
Yep.
It's gonna take a long time to get there.
I mean, we went
We
to
have plenty of
England
time.
for. Yep.
Yes, I do plan on sticking around for a good another 40 plus years.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
I get a lot of
She's traveled a
done.
lot more than I have, so I got to catch up.
Yeah.
She's been to Paris, she's been to
Mhm.
Rome,
Yeah,
and
Italy.
all over Italy.
It was a 6-day. That was a quick tour. That was quick. 6 days in Italy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a lot in a very short time.
Yes.
It
I
was
did
great.
8 days across Italy and then a 14-day transatlantic. So it's 23 days total.
I'd
Wow.
like to do a transatlantic.
Yeah.
And the only time that we could go, because isn't it offered?
It's spring and fall.
Yeah.
Spring and fall, pretty much.
Mainly.
Yeah.
Right. So like the only time that we would be able to go would be September, and then the one in the spring, as long as if it was
Like
March.
April,
Yeah,
May.
see, we can't go April unless we give up our St. Martin, which
Our week in
we,
St. Martin.
yeah, which we haven't been willing to do yet. We did give up 1 week because we normally go for 2. So this year we gave up 1 week because we're going to Alaska. It's going to be about 2 weeks, so we didn't want to do 2 weeks back to back. So
yeah.
I mean, we wanted to, but life
still have work
happens.
to do.
Yeah,
we
got a business to
yeah,
run.
you still have a business to run.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not retired yet.
See, and that's why my business I can run from anywhere. So it's a lot easier. I can go for 2 weeks somewhere or 3 weeks somewhere because I can work it wherever I'm at.
To have that freedom.
Well.
I got to keep the yeast happy.
Yes.
For those of you that do not know, he is a brewer full time.
Yeast wrangler.
He's a yeast wrangler. Keeps them little yeasties happy.
Yeah.
Got
to do it.
So, any other questions? Because we're coming up on an hour, and we usually try not to keep you guys too long. We try to be respectful of everybody's time. But someday people are going to watch.
Someday people are going to come in to see what kind of crazy stuff we say.
I know.
Yeah.
And nobody knew Kendra was coming. So if they did, I mean, we'd have so many people. I mean, everyone loves Kendra. Who doesn't love Kendra?
I don't know. Maybe my ex-husband.
Well, thanks so much, Kendra.
Well, did you want to talk about the group cruise in February? I mean, we mentioned it.
But so
November doesn't work.
I will also put it down in the description if you're watching the replay. But Kendra, could you tell anybody that wants more information on the February group cruise, how to get in contact with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So if they want any more information, we're going on the Adventure of the Seas February 7th of 2025. So it will actually go over Valentine's Day. So if anybody wants to be able to go and have a Valentine's getaway and go experience some of the Eastern Caribbean with all of us, then they can get in contact with me. ConnoisseurFamilyTravel.com is my website. So if you just go there, and it's literally my last name, familytravel.com. So get in contact with us there, then we'll be able to go ahead and get you guys booked for that as well.
Yep. Just let her know that you want to go on the Mountains to Sea Crew group cruise with Corey and Lori, and we'll get you all set up. And remember, we're working on
that's right.
planning something super special in St. Martin.
Yes.
Because that's our island right there.
And there is a port stop in St. Martin, so that
Yeah.
will be a very special group excursion.
And I have a very good idea for Puerto Plata, but if there's any dinosaur lovers out there, they will love this.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. And be sure to subscribe to the channels that were here as well. Abby had Aviation, and we had Carnival Cruise Addicts. Scott Smith, I don't know.
Yep, he's got a channel.
Is it Scott Smith?
I believe so. Nobody's used Nightbot to put their channels in, I don't guess, but
no. Well, Nightbot, was
Nightbot was slapping everybody. People around at first.
And
I think I've got that turned off.
And Controversial Cruisers as well. I think I've named everybody that was here.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks again, Kendra, for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow or Friday.
Tomorrow, probably.
Tomorrow? All right.
Yeah.
I'll be at the brewery. So
All
will
right.
Lori.
So I think they're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out and checking out our channel, and give us a thumbs up if you like what you see.
Yep. And
my thumbs, you can't see them. Over here.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
From peaks to tides.
We'll see you on the next ride.
Bye, guys.